This is why I went up to this garage sale. He had an Atari 2600, and it's not the heavy 6 or anything, it's just a regular 4. I love the wood grain, man. This isn't the Vader, this is the Woody. But very, very cool, very clean console. I mean, there's not even a scratch on this thing, and it was just a little dusty is all. It did not have any major dirt, splatters or anything on it, or, major, scratches or carves or anything. I mean, I'm really surprised at how clean this thing is for how old it is. But anyways, what I realized is that the TV connectors are attached to the console, so I'll have to figure it out. But I think these are supposed to come with like a TV box that this cord plugs into, and then you plug it into the TV. I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So I don't have that, but I'll have to, try to find one on eBay or something. But there's that. And it came with the official power brick, which is exciting. Couldn't test this thing because it doesn't have a light to show you if it's on or not, so I couldn't really test it for power or anything, and plus I don't have the right TV hookup, so I can't test it. But anyways, it came with 2 of the Pong paddles, which is really cool. These are attached as one. It only has one plug-in. I didn't realize that's how it was, but these are 2 controllers attached to one. So technically, if one doesn't work, you're pretty much screwed because both of them won't work then. But anyways, there's those. And then it came with 2 of the regular joysticks, which is really, really cool. So very nice. Very, very cool little set here. That was really cool. But it also came with 8 games, which I was really, really happy to see. Because who has a game console with no games, right? Unless you're just, collecting consoles with no games. But, I mean, I'm not sure if I know anybody that does that. But anyway, we've got 8 games here, which is really exciting. So I at least have a start once I get the TV cable. But the first one here is Asteroids. Very nice condition. These are all in very good shape, except for one of them's a little banged up. It's not bad. Then you got Berserk. Very cool. Then you've got Defender. These are all the classic titles. No Pac-Man, unfortunately, but that's alright. I'll find that one. Atari 2600 games are pretty cheap, so that's not too bad. Except for some are pretty rare, but for the most part, a lot of the common ones are pretty cheap. $2 or $3. I could probably get a few at Games Ahoy if I want to. But anyway, next one we got Frogger. That's the one I was talking about. That's banged up, but it's not too bad. But anyways, there's that one. Then we've got Galaxiar. Very clean cart, and that one came with the manual. And very cool. That was really exciting to see. I have a few manuals myself, actually, for Atari 2600. I just didn't realize I was really going to find one. So I just kind of hung on to the manuals anyway. Have some like old Christmas catalogs and stuff, which is really cool. But anyways, now I can kind of say I have more of a completer, more of a way of collecting for Atari now because I have the console and everything. But anyways, next one is Missile Command. Very, very cool. Then we've got Space Invaders. Also a very cool one. And the last one here is Super Breakout. And I just can't wait to get the TV cord, guys, because I definitely want to play some of these games. I mean, it just sounds so fun to play the Atari. I never really got a chance to play one. I played one last year at Games Ahoy's VinCon because they had one set up, and that was the only time I really ever got to play one. So I can't wait to get this bad boy up and running because that'd be definitely cool to play some of those games. It's really cool. So. Alright, anyway, so there's that garage sale. The Atari was $20, guys. $20 for an Atari 2600. I know he said that the TV cord doesn't work, but still, if I can even get the TV cord and all that, that's a really, really cheap deal for a Atari 2600, guys. I could not complain. Very, very excited. I cannot wait to get it, up and running. That'll be really awesome. So, very cool. Alright, anyway, next garage sale. They didn't have a whole lot, but my brother ended up picking up one thing for himself, which I'll explain after I show off these 2 things. The first thing we saw there was a Frogger plug-and-play. Very nice shape, very clean. Had some batteries in it, so I hooked it right up and it tested, played fine, so that's cool. And then one Wii game, which I didn't have, I'm definitely hanging on to, and that is Namco Museum Remix. And that is very minty, crispy, as Nintendo 13 would say, and that is complete. So very, very cool. That was $5 for those 2, which I cannot complain at all. Frogger is pretty expensive. I think it's like, well, not expensive, but you know what I mean, like $15 or so. So that's not bad. Definitely better than, that's definitely more than what I paid for it, so that's very cool. Anyways, my brother ended up picking a binder, I think it was. I think he bought a new binder for school next year because his was starting to crap out on him, so he ended up picking up that. That was cool, so he was happy to find that at least because he was kind of worrying about that. He's like, Mom, where am I going to find a new binder that I don't want to pay a whole lot of money for? And thankfully, he found one at the garage sale, and it was brand new, so that was really cool. So that was only $2, so he was excited to find that, so that was cool. Alright, then we've got one more garage sale lot that we went to. This guy was been trying to sell this stuff for months on Craigslist. I've been seeing this, and they finally opened it all up to the public through a garage sale. He was trying to just sell it all as one on Craigslist for the longest time, for like the last 4 or 5 months I can remember. And he finally just decided to say screw it pretty much and just individually sell stuff at a garage sale. So anyway, he had a DVD business that he was running, and he had over 4,000 DVDs and over 200 games. And for the majority, there is a bunch of PS2 games. The majority of them were PS2 games. But, there was a couple other different console games in there that I'll get to. But anyway, he was deciding to just individually sell stuff. And we decided to pick up a handful or two. Well, more than a handful. I mean, there's, I think there was 61 games here. But he decided to individually sell stuff. And each game was $2 each if they were in the case. And disc onlys were 50 cents. So I'll get into it. I'll try to break it down for you guys how I did it. But I ended up paying $80 for all of it. There's some in here that are in keeping. There's some that are incomplete. There's some that are scratched, do not work. I'll figure out a thing to do with those, but I'll get to it as I go through them. So anyways, I'll show off this one because there's only one of it. Tyler picked this one out. He was going to show it, but he's in bed, so I'll show it for him. And that is Nintendogs Plus Cats for Nintendo 3DS. Very nice shape, very, very clean. It is complete, and the reason we picked this up is because it was really cheap and we didn't have it. We're trying to start filling out the handheld console games a little bit. So anyway, very, very clean game. And this is like a $12 to $15 game, I think. So for $2, I could not complain at all. Very, very cool. So that was exciting. Then we've got some disc-only PS1 games and some disc-only PS2 games. But I'll go ahead and show the disc-only PS1 games first because I will be keeping all of these, and we'll get into them. The first one here is The Raiden Project, which is a very, very expensive game. Well, not very, very, but I mean, like, this is pretty hard to find. It was a long box only game, and it is disc only. Unfortunately, it has a P written on it in Sharpie. But anyway, I'm going to have to either hang on to it and upgrade later, or figure out what I'm going to do in terms of, just waiting to complete it, or just find a complete one somewhere else. This is like a $50 to $60 game, guys, which is incredible. So I'll have to hang on to it and, see what I can do with it. But for 50 cents, guys, I could not complain at all. Alright, then we've got some of these, I don't know what they even call them. They're like educational learning discs for PS1. There is 6 of them here, but they're all disc only, unfortunately. But I had not seen these before. I think maybe Nintendo 13 had picked these up before. I'm pretty sure that's who picked them up, but I hadn't seen them before otherwise, and I thought this was really, really cool. So for 50 cents each, I could not complain. They're like basically they're educational learning discs, which I had not really heard about. But anyways, they're not worth a whole lot, but they are unique pieces, so I decided to pick them up. So there's those. Very cool. Some of them were the same thing, so there's a couple of duplicates in there, but whatever. I decided to just pick them all up. So very cool. Alright, and then we've got a stack of games here that are going in the collection. 1 PS1 game and then 9 PS2 games. So, first one here is the PS1 game, and that is Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. The only thing wrong with it is it's got a crack or two on the front, but other than that, it's got the first disc there. Well, there it goes. That's probably not good for it, but it is very nice condition disc. There's disc 1. Was not expecting that to happen. That was a little surprise, but it does have the manual, so there's that. And then it also has, maybe if I'm careful this time, hopefully it doesn't bounce out, there's disc 2. So very clean. game overall. Not too bad with the cracking, but other than that, you know, very cool. So that's exciting. And then the 9 PS2 games. First one here is Bombastic. Hadn't heard of that one before. It's not worth a whole lot, but it's a more unique title, so I'll hang on to it for sure. Plus, you know, I always hang on to complete games, so that's cool. So that one is complete. Very clean. And this one is Factory Sealed, which is really, really cool. That was the only Factory Sealed game he had, but I was really happy that it was a Factory Sealed one. And that is Full Spectrum Warrior. It's even got the 1999 sticker on it still, so that's really cool. But yeah, Factory Sealed, guys, that's really awesome. I cannot complain to find brand new games, especially at $2. That's incredible. Alright, the next one here is Intellivision Lives, which is really cool. I hadn't seen this one in a while. I don't have it, but now I do, so there's that. Very nice condition otherwise. The manual's a little crinkled, but it's not too big a deal. The reason I said I've seen it before but I didn't pick it up is because it was a disc only, and I just didn't want to, you know, wait on it, so I decided to just, you know, not buy it, and I ended up finding a complete one anyway, so there you go. Anyways, the next one here is we got Ratchet and Clank. I do believe that's the first one. It is missing the manual, but I will hang on to it. I'll put it on my incomplete shelf and do that, so there's that one. Very cool. Then we've got Star Wars The Clone Wars. Very nice shape. Again, missing the manual, but it'll go on the incomplete shelf for now. And I can possibly find a manual or something for it, and then I can do that. So, very cool. Then we've got State of Emergency 2. Very clean. That one is complete, so that'll go on the complete shelf. So there's that one. Then, again, another unique title I'd never heard of, and I thought that was pretty interesting, and that is The Bible Game, which is kind of interesting. I hadn't seen it before. But that one is incomplete again, but it will go on the shelf, and I will you know, put it on the incomplete shelf for now and hopefully complete it. And the next one here is the Powerpuff Girls Relish Rampage. Very nice shape, and that one is complete. And then the last one here is World Tour, which is also an interesting title. That one is complete, and I will hang on to that one for sure. So there's those games. Okay, so there was the complete ones there. Those are the ones I was going to keep, and then the ones that were in the cases anyway. Alright, so then we've got a bunch of disc-only PS2 games. A few of them, or maybe, I think there's like 2 in here that I'll keep, and then the rest I'll just sell off because I already have them, or they're just not, you know, pricey enough, or they're not worthy enough, I guess, for me to keep them. So, anyways, first one here is Crash Twinsanity. And again, these were all disc only. Like, they were literally sitting disc only. They did not have any CD cases. I put these all in cases. But anyways, there's that one. Then you got EverQuest Online Adventures Frontiers. I already have that, I think. I'm not positive. But I'm pretty sure I have that. But anyways, then we got EverQuest Online Adventures Frontiers demo, which is really, really cool. It's the public beta version, and it doesn't have a rating yet. I think that was just like a demo E3 release or something. I'm not sure what that was from, but that's very cool. Definitely hang on to that. So that's cool. Then we've got a NASCAR Dirt to Daytona. Very cool. That one's worth a little bit, so that's cool. Just remember, guys, these were all 50 cents each, the disc onlys anyway, so that's very cool. And then we've got a Need for Speed Most Wanted. Very cool. And this one I'll hang on to because it's got a little bit of value to it. And that's Nickelodeon's Avatar The Last Airbender Into the Inferno. Very good shape, so there's that one. Very cool. Then we've got Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. And then we've got this one, I already own this one as well, and that is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. So very cool. So there's all the disc onlys that were that are working. I also have a stack of disc onlys that don't work, but I'll get to those in a little bit. Anyways, here's the stack that I do not need to keep. These are all in cases. I'll show the 2 Xbox games. There is 2 Xbox games, and then the rest are PS2. But I'll go ahead and show the 2 Xbox games first. The first one here is a very nice, clean copy of NFL Street. Very cool. That one is complete. The disc looks really nice, so that was cool. So there's that one. And then we've got Star Wars Starfighter Special Edition. That is a black label one. I did pick one up not too long ago. That was a Platinum Hits, but this one it is complete, but it does have a Blockbuster sticker on the front of the disc. But the bottom of it looks fine, so that's not bad at all. And then the rest of these are cased PS2 games. There is, a couple in here that I really wanted to keep, but they're just not worth enough that I just would, want to keep them because they're missing the manual, and it's just, I'd rather wait to find a complete one somewhere.